We've talked about Hercules before, but now it's finally time to talk about the best Hercules! Or something. What's this? A mockbuster movie put on PlayStation 2 by Phoenix Games? Well, that seems awfully familiar, doesn't it? That's right, Dingo Pictures wasn't the only one to get the shabby PS2 treatment by Phoenix Games. However, because it was largely Dingo movies that were done up like this Hercules cartoon, along with others that got this type of release like Mighty Mulan and Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, have been miscredited to Dingo in the past. But, I mean, really, Dingo Pictures has a very clear style, and when you look at this Hercules movie, you should be immediately clued into, yeah, this ain't them. Instead, this Hercules movie was done by the company Pure Magic, and boy, is this ever pure magic! You might know the company Pure Magic for their releases like Hercules, and that's it. Yeah, this was a one-release wonder here, which was distributed by Pulse Distribution and Entertainment. Ah, Pulse again! Remember that? This movie originally came out in 1997, you know, the year of that other certain Hercules movie. That's right, the Burbank one, of course. Oh yeah, and I guess that little studio Disney also put out a Hercules in 1997. Pure Magic was real cute here though, putting the date in Roman numerals. I guess this is Roman mythology after all. Actually, it's all Greek to me, except for Heracles being called Hercules, of course. This movie got its PS2 release in 2003 as The Legend of Hercules. As it seems that the Dingo Pictures movies, though, weren't actually properly licensed for their releases like this. If old Best Hercules was or not, who knows? And this movie has the nickname Best Hercules because it was originally uploaded to YouTube as the best Hercules movie ever! You might think this is sarcasm, but once you actually see the movie, you'll know it's true. That's right, I'm being sarcastic about sarcasm. The PS2 release of the movie is incredibly compressed and the audio is a bit harsh.
They're gonna like him better than Hercules.
Don't mention Hercules to me.
This definitely gives this weird movie an even more surreal quality, I suppose, but we need to see this horrid animation as clearly as possible. So luckily this thing has had better releases, including the one I have, where it's part of the Storybook Classics DVD compilation. This is amazingly a 2-disc set, so they didn't overcompress the movies, though the other 7 movies in this collection are all the old Burbank Films Australia cartoons, which you might remember from my Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde review that I did 11 years ago. Crumple to dust. This DVD set was released by Gaiam, which you also might remember for being the company that bought up Good Times Entertainment after they filed for bankruptcy. Somehow these things keep getting connected, so I guess Best Hercules fell into the Good Times hole or something. Also of note, there was an Italian VHS release of this movie by the company Stardust.
No WWF!
But Mom, he needs to finish the story!
No WWF!
The most amazing thing about this was the fact that Stardust also released a set of 4 action figures. Yes, seriously, this piece of crap had action figures. Well, sorta, they're in-action figures, really. Hercules also possibly has a connection to Golden Films, as it lists Ron Layton as a producer and the executive producer. And that's a name you'll find as an executive producer on a bunch of Golden Films movies as well. But I guess it's possible it's a different Ron Layton who just had very similar interests. So, to this movie's credit, I guess at least it immediately suggests that you should be drunk in order to survive it.
Bottoms up!
Ha ha ha! 'Cause butts. This movie is a weird clash of some okay work and a lot of horrible work. Like, some of the character design and stuff might have been okay at the original drawing stage, but they have digitized it quite horribly, so it has some overly sharp, thin lines for the character outlining, making it look like they were drawn in paint or something. It really looks like it belongs on the CDI instead of the PS2, as it gives a lot of the first two Zelda CDI game cutscene vibes.
You are a goddess.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
The animation also has a bit more movement to it than you'd expect for something that also looks this cheap. But they made sure to make up for this by repeating a bunch of animation and taking a lot of shortcuts.
I do look good, don't I?
Here.
What is this stepping over line shit? Was this animated live? Hera also apparently has a floating detached arm.
Today is the day my most favorite mortal, King Eurystheus of Argos, will finally win over the citizens of Greece.
Oh yeah, good old King Urethra.
You mean they're gonna like him better than Hercules?
Oh, people like an unflushed turd better than Hercules.
Don't mention Hercules to me.
Yes, Hera.
And no mistakes today, you understand.
Hey, just relax. I'll take care of this squealing, wretched pinhead.
Hera.
Oh yeah, she's not Hera, she's Hera. You'll notice a lot of weird pronunciations like that in this movie.
Queen Hera, the other gods have arrived.
I thought things weren't dorky enough in here, so here's Hermes!
Apollo, god of the sun.
Da-da.
Right, so this is another thing you'll quickly notice with this movie. It's like they forgot to put about 80% of the sound effects in it. So, a lot of moments are just awkwardly quiet and fall flatter than they already would have.
Apollo.
Some real comedy from Best Hercules. Speaking of jokes, here's stupid Poseidon making his entrance as a fish who morphs into a fish man? Wow, this guy's gotta be on the lower end of Poseidons, right? However, he's about to be shown up by the worst adaptation of Ares ever!
Ares, you're late.
Is he? He seems to be arriving at the same time as the rest of them.
War is hell.
Yeah, war is hell. Take a seat. Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Zeusy Rogers shows up with some arm candy, and I thought first, man, I know Zeus wasn't good at hiding his affairs, but this is kinda next level, until it was revealed that this was just Aphrodite. So of course, since Aphrodite is one of Zeus's daughters, that means she was not one of his mistresses, right? Right? Oh, of course she was! It's Greek mythology after all! Well, at least sometimes this was a thing, depending on the version, and they had a son together, Priapus. And much like with Hercules, Hera cursed him due to being upset at her cheaty husband. For some reason, though, Priapus adaptations aren't nearly as popular as Hercules ones. Oh, and get this, Hera cursed Priapus with ugliness and inconvenient impotence, so he'd get soft at performance time. Yeah, that's real. Greek mythology for ya.
Dionysus, nectar.
Someday that throne will be mine.
Impressive. the hell am I doing? What the hell is this? It's all choppy. Best Hercules? What else is on?
Oh, we have a lot of patience and not much time. We'll give your husband Doc because he helped. Please, thank you.
Ugh, fine, we'll watch Hercules.
Good citizens of Greece, I give you King Eurystheus.
We're scientists.
So, this is sort of another adaptation of the Labors of Hercules story, and extreme Ghostbuster Eurystheus is supposed to be one of the main antagonists to our great hero Humble-Achilles, who we meet staring at himself in the mirror.
They like you. They really like you. Let's not keep them waiting, Iolaus.
Iolaus? Iolaus? I've never heard Aeolus's name said Iolaus before.
No, Hercules. You need to wait until you're introduced.
I don't think that's necessary.
Don't make me eat you, Iolaus.
Hercules.
I love Iolaus's blatant female voice. Very dingo of you, pure magic. And it was very Golden Films of them not to credit any of the voice actors. Hero Achilles promptly blasts his way into the arena early, almost running over a bunch of people. Does Hera really need to cheat to make people like Eurystheus more than this guy? I hope you love this animation of Hercules' back absorbing his ill-gotten fanfare. This movie thought it was so good they played it twice, and it goes on to the point of awkwardness.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Oh, come on. What the shit is this background? And then, what the shit is this scaling as Hercules' giant foot goes over this guy? Is he an elf or something? Uh-huh. Yup. Move on already! Here's another thing that's awkward for no reason. Everyone here has a black outline except the guy in front, which just looks odd. Hercules, the demigod of time wasting! Hercules uses his God-given muscles to show off and injure the innocent again, and we see how adored he is as the crowd is clearly over it now.
I'm so sick of Hercules. How can anyone compete? They can't. That's why Zeus put Hercules on Earth, so he has the real power, not you.
Oh, of course. Hera doesn't have the real power because Hercules is down on Earth beating those weaker than him. What?
Hercules is a chip off the old marble block.
Hercules loves cheating? I love cheating, right, Hera? You mad at me?
Dionysus, more nectar.
Nectar of the... Well, nectar of me.
Dione DeVito goes down to the cellar to get more booze, and confusingly it's played like he mistakenly grabs literal poison, even though seemingly knocking Zeus out this way was the plan Hera was talking about with Dionysus earlier. Unless Hera's plan to take over from Zeus was nothing, which maybe it was.
Holy Hippolyte.
Really glad I'm not Priapus right now. Am I right, Iolaus? So this is Deianira, the woman who would eventually become Hercules' third wife. Wow, Deianira, you're my bronze medal. Of course, Iolaus is a bit jelly, as he and Herc were also lovers, especially with Kevin Sorbo's Hercules. Anyway, here's Xena about to give him the stunner.
I think I'm in love.
With who?
Her.
Oh, fuck, what a creep. In this version of events, Deianira is engaged to Eurystheus, so Hercules has to play it cool.
Lady Deianira, will you marry me?
What?
That's as subtle as Hercules goes. She's lucky he didn't just drop his pants. Please, marry me, Deianira, and also don't check into how my first marriage to Megara ended. I'm sure Hera would never drive me mad ever again.
Perhaps you haven't heard, Hercules. She's going to marry me.
Eurystheus apparently pumped himself full of morphine before the games. Hercules, do you mind ever so slightly not trying to steal my fiancée? It's bad form, old chap.
You don't mind, do you? She is, after all, more deserving.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, go ahead, steal my fiancée.
So, Deianira, is tomorrow too soon?
No,
I don't understand.
no, I will not marry you.
Disappointed!
Give me one good reason.
Here's one for you, Herc.
You are conceited. You think you're so good you don't need anyone. You are obtuse and impulsive, and you are vain, rude, and insensitive.
One good reason.
King Eurystheus, I won't marry you either.
It's because I'm a giant wiener, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Hercules should know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em. And that's when the boredom of this movie takes its toll on Zeusy Rogers.
What would happen if a mortal drank this nectar?
It would surely drive any mortal mad.
Mamma mia! Not again!
Don't you understand? You will never be a true king until you get rid of Hercules.
Get rid of Hercules? Isn't that a bit radical?
I say radical. That's my thing that I say. You got the dud!
You miserable wimp! He has humiliated and defied you!
Couldn't I just write Hercules a strongly worded letter?
Idiot! Behold the future.
I've got a wild idea, Deianira. Let's get rid of Eurystheus.
I do not love Eurystheus at all, but oh!
That's them, all right.
Quiet, Eurystheus. There is another way.
Oh, wow. I've never seen myself look so happy.
I've got to get rid of Hercules.
Vain? I'll show that stupid Deianira who's vain.
Iolaus, is it true what Deianira said about me?
That I have no mouth and I must scream?
That I love her, Iolaus.
Iolaus, Iolaus. Iolaus, Iolaus. Iolaus, Iolaus. Ooh, Iolaus.
I really do.
I love the way I don't really know her at all. And that's how you know it's true love.
I want to make sure you bear me no hard feelings. Why should I? Oh, this business about Deianira. It was silly, really, especially considering she doesn't want to marry either one of us.
Well said, Hercules. Eurystheus gives Hercules some of that go crazy juice that I guess Hera gave him off screen.
Huh. What's happening to me?
Seems like a really understated reaction to thinking you're turning into a lizard. There's no better epic battle music than easy listening jazz. Anyway, it's a classic Hera prank, as Hercules having this horribly animated battle with some monsters is actually him leveling the city of Thebes.
I did this? I destroyed the city of Thebes?
Yes.
You'd think this would be horrifying, but I can't seem to find a fuck to give.
Is anyone hurt?
Most of the people fled in fear.
Too bad it's Sunday. Those buildings would have been filled up tomorrow.
There was only one person, Deianira. She tried to stop you.
Jeez, I thought I'd at least get to marry her before killing her.
I've been instructed to take custody of Hercules. Hercules, please don't hurt us.
You're under arrest! Please? You'd think having his city destroyed wouldn't be the greatest victory for Eurystheus, but somehow that never comes up.
You must journey to the far ends of the land to the fiery lake of Lerna, and there you must kill the Hydra.
You can ask the Hydra what the Tartarus of Hydra is.
Deianira, is she dead? Not yet, Hercules. Her life hangs in the balance.
What is the supposed story here? Hercules accidentally knocked Deianira over to the Hydra, who will eat her unless Hercules shows up? Whoa! Mind-blowing 3D! They managed a slight turn while the characters stood perfectly still. Worth it.
Hercules, don't go.
I must, Iolaus.
Then let me go with you.
No.
Here's a piece of trivia no one needs. When trying to dig up info on this movie, I saw it was listed in a Vor database because of this giant crocodile scene. Isn't that good to know?
That's a crocodile, all right. He's on a rampage.
Anyway, just when it looks like Iolaus is gonna save Hercules, Hercules just punches it out and Iolaus did nothing, but, he's here now, so he can at least be a navigator.
Look!
What a team! So instead of being sent out on multiple labors, Hercules just kind of stumbles into some of the other things he normally would have been tasked to deal with.
I think it's the Mad Boar.
This movie's the Mad Boar! Yes!
No.
4 tons of attitude with tusks so sharp, they'll slice through rock.
No. Should I kill it?
What an incredible creature! Should I kill it?
They say his skin is too tough, no weapon can pierce
We'll
it.
soon see if they're right.
Hercules, don't!
That was a mistake.
What the hell was that? That was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
It sounds like they forgot to get the voice actor to actually say that line.
That was a mistake.
And I didn't think Hercules could get any more robotic.
That was a mistake.
Disappointed! Somehow a rock blowing up in our faces didn't affect us at all.
Back!
I don't know what I expected.
That was a mistake.
There goes a stupid man. Iolaus, apparently ready to move on, has made camp for the night when the giant hog suddenly returns, and you're probably expecting it to be dead and Hercules to be behind it, but in a twist, Hercules has instead made friends.
I felt this, just behind his ear.
A thorn! You mean that's what's been making the boar mad?
It has this super impenetrable skin, but a normal thorn drove it mad. Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
What's that funny smell?
Just relax.
Ooh, Iolaus. The Cyclops captures Io whatever via the power of unfinished-looking animation.
Hercules, if you ever want to see your friend again, you must come to the castle of King Ogyges. No. King Ogyges, I presume. I think he's a Cyclops.
I do love that the boar is not impressed. Also, why does he have 2 eyebrows for 1 eye?
No whispering, it's rude.
You need to sound like you're at the other end of a large empty room at all times, like me.
Where's Iolaus? Right here. Where I can keep an eye on him.
They really knew how to score this for maximum excitement, didn't they? Now, this is amazing. The stupid Cyclops kidnapped Iolaus to force Hercules to shovel shit. Seriously.
You must clean my stables out.
This boar has got to regret joining Hercules now.
When did you last clean these stables? Well, I have 25,000 horses, so I can't always keep up.
Of course, they're all off-screen, so we don't have to animate them.
I've got to think of another way.
We need to find a new way.
And that's the story of how Hercules invented the toilet.
You have done what? I have cleaned your stables.
I didn't expect you to actually do it. I was saving that shit.
Are you crying?
I was going to let your friend go. You didn't have to be rude and insensitive.
Okay. Suddenly this whole Cyclops bit is just comedy?
There is an intelligence in your eye that cannot be found in two.
I do read.
It shows.
This was a waste of time. So, instead of his usual path of destruction, this time Hercules makes friends with all.
Whoa, who are you, friend? Why are you attacking me?
If I were a betting Cyclops, I would not expect to see either of you again.
Hercules, are you all right?
Iolaus, I'm scared. Really, really scared.
Did Hercules just realize how this movie was turning out? This is actually a really strange reveal of the Hydra. They just leave the laughy Cyclops, you get an establishing shot of a volcano, and then suddenly they're in front of the final boss. Yeah, I guess I'd be really scared too of being annoyed to death by this Hydra.
Get up when the Hydra's back! Get up when the Hydra's back! Get up when the Hydra's back! Get up when the Hydra's back!
Get up on JR's back! Get up on JR's back!
Oh, son of a bitch!
The Hydra argues with itself about which head gets to off Hercules, one of them being particularly snotty. Literally. Yeah, sure, that made sense. Seamless. Yeah, time for some more easy listening jazz battle music. This movie sure knows how to make things seem exciting.
Pick on someone your own strength.
And someone who knows how to suddenly shift to a different angle without the background changing. Wait, I thought it turned into an axe. Why is he deflecting a sword now? And now the sword isn't even attached to the Hydra's body? It's still supposed to be one of its heads, even though the weapon suddenly changed. I guess it was also throwing its head at the boar as an axe too, so none of this makes sense.
You little...
Why must I be stuck with you losers for all eternity?
One of my heads just exploded. That annoys me slightly. I guess it's good for Hercules that all the Hydra heads just take turns attacking him.
Hercules, use your mirror!
I really don't have the time right now.
And thus Hercules' most prominent traits, his vanity and stupidity, got him killed.
Think, Hercules!
Think? Why, I would have never thought of thinking, Iolaus.
That was a mistake.
You've done it, Hercules.
No. There's something wrong. I can feel it, as if it were still here. Still.
Really? Still? Still?
Alive? Is that the word you're looking for?
Har har har, stupid surprised Hercules.
Get a clue, Hercules! No. Bon voyage. No.
Hercules truly was the master of the snappy comeback. So just like in some versions of the mythology, one of the Hydra's heads is immortal, but instead of just chopping that still living head off and putting it under a rock, here he tells the other heads this fact, which causes an argument.
Let's push him into the pit and see how immortal he really is.
I'm so upset that part of me is immortal and can bring me back that I'll kill myself! Don't you mean unalive? Shut up! That truly was a very, very stupid nonsense way to win. Only Hercules could have thought of that. Not even I'm very satisfied with that.
I can explain. Hera made me do it.
Oh, okay. I guess we're cool now then.
But Hera's up on Mount Olympus, yes. No one can go up there. The gods will not allow it.
So my solution is to just go up there.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Got everything you need? Don't hesitate to ask. I'm in charge of things now.
Now that Hera's in charge, she can host boring parties. Truly living the dream.
Hercules is trying to ascend Mount Olympus.
Oh.
Hera, I'm coming for you.
I sensed she was looking right at this moment.
Ares, god of war, show Hercules what real power is.
Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part.
Ares always knows the right thing to say. You know, this seems more like Olympus Hill Zone than Mount Olympus. Worst Ares ever.
Come back at once, Ares, god of retreat.
Ooh, Hera's now the god of burns.
Oh my goodness, this is awful!
Poseidon, drown Hercules.
Drown him? You mean cause a slight breeze?
Wow, somehow Poseidon was a bigger god of wiener than Ares.
Apollo, turn up the heat.
Feel the heat, feel the heat, feel the heat.
You know, speaking of feeling the heat, it is kind of weird that this movie didn't actually have Hades show up. Now get ready for an epic battle! Apollo, god of useless. Hera tries to stab Hercules with a lightning bolt and gets thrown in the fountain to end the easily defeated god's boss gauntlet.
Hercules? Oh, what are you doing up here?
I always thought you were the coward of the county.
First, I want to know where Deianira is. Deianira, what is going on?
Boy, am I ever a commanding figure or what?
I can explain everything, Zeus. Dionysus!
Her plan was, I can explain, quick, drink this! Knock yourself out, please?
Hera!
This isn't nectar of me at all! Then Zeus goes full Emperor Palpatine on Hera, but it's fine, it's comical.
Don't interfere with earthly affairs again.
I'd never do that. That's why Hercules doesn't exist.
I hid her with my women in the woods.
You have your work cut out for you, son. I'm up to the task, Father.
Yes, I think you are.
That's right, Deianira likes Hercules now. For some reason. And now you know why Best Hercules was just so good that it was pure magic. It's the only movie ever. Get on JR's back! Get on JR's back! Get on JR's back!
That was a mistake.